up guys, it's Brandon Childs, and today I'm going over an exercise called inverted rows. Now, this is a very good exercise because it's going to help improve your upper back strength while teaching you how to engage your glutes and your abs together while working those muscles. Now it's very important to have all those muscles working together, not only to prevent lower back injuries, but it's also going to help correct any kind of inappropriate posture that you have from all the front-sided activities that we're doing, like driving and reaching around, that may tend to have us leaning forward like that. So it's very important that you make sure you train your upper back, but also learn how to use your abs and your glutes with it. So to set up for an inverted row, I'm going to be using a squat rack. And as you can see, the bar level, and I'll turn this way so you can see, is high enough to where when I lay flat on the ground, I don't have to really strain myself to reach up and wrap my hands around the bar. I can comfortably grab onto it to where my shoulders are slightly off the ground, but I'm not having to use too much effort. But as I do pull myself up and go back down, I'm also not going to be hitting the floor with my back. So once you get that at the right height, the next thing you want to do is make sure that your hand distance is wide enough to where when you pull yourself up, you want your wrist and your elbow to be in a nice straight line. You don't want it to be too close and working too much of the internal shoulder. You don't want it to be too wide. There's nothing you really do with a wide grip pull like that, so there's just no functional purpose behind that. So once you get your hand grip in the right angle, the next thing, you want to make sure that your feet is close enough to where when you bridge up and lift your hips, your knee is directly over the ankle. It's not just the upper back exercise, it's also glute exercise too a little bit. So once you're there, everything's nice and set up in the right alignment. You want to make sure you bridge your hips up first, squeeze your glutes, rotate your pelvis up, and engage your abs. And this is the position that you want to be in the entire time. So when you do pull yourself up, as you can see, my body's in a nice straight line. My hand and my elbows are nice and lined up. And as I go down, my glutes stay engaged and my hips stay up the entire time. You don't want your hips to drop down, and you don't want to go up and down like that because you're putting yourself at more risk to fatigue out here and use more of your lower back. So keep your glutes engaged the entire time with a full range of motion. The next thing you'll notice is that when I do pull up, the bar is right at my nipple line. You don't want to pull the bar too low into your stomach like that because as you can see, I'm using a lot of the front of my shoulder, which is not what you want to do for this exercise. And you also don't want to pull too far into your face because again, it's harder to maintain appropriate kinematics that way, and more than likely you're going to be putting your shoulder at risk. So as you pull yourself up, just be right there at the nipple line, glutes stay engaged, body's nice and straight. And you also want to make sure that when you pull back, you're squeezing your shoulders back and squeezing your elbows together in the back. The exact same thing goes if you want to do underhand grip. Nothing changes. The only difference is now when you pull yourself up, you're going to be slightly below your nipple line, just because that's the way your body is kinematically aligned. So when you pull back, you still squeeze your elbows back together, but now you can get a little bit more bicep work. Now if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can add something to elevate your feet, like a bench, and then basically put your feet straight up like that, drive your hips up, and now with your feet elevated, it puts a lot more resistance on your upper body. The other thing you can do here too is you can add some plates on top of yourself. More than likely they're going to rest low on your waist. They're not going to stay high on your chest, especially when you get to the higher weights. That's perfectly fine. It just adds more of a challenge to your core. So keeping the hips up, and as you pull yourself up, that weight is going to really try to push your hips down. You really have to engage your abs and your glutes together. So it gives you a little bit more resistance. It makes this exercise a lot more challenging. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or requests, make sure you leave them in the comments so that I can continue to make content that'll bring out your ultra instinct.